Welcome to another week of the SoReal Sports Podcast with your host, the CEO / owner, SoReal Studios LLC, Lamar Segment, and my partner in crime all the time, Reggie Walker. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Not much. Sitting up here finally able to watch my Saints on a preseason game. Missed last week. I'm here today. So, yeah.
Biggest game of the season, right?
It'll tell a lot. It'll tell a lot. That's what it'll tell as far as preseason goes.
Oh, okay. Well, my weekend was all right. Most exciting thing was having my son. Pretty much didn't do anything. Had a caught a flat. My wife caught a flat tire. Was able to get her a tire the next day. Took my son home. Went to go visit my mama for a little bit.
You got pulled over on some bullshit too.
Oh yeah, I did get pulled over Sunday too.
Yeah, that was some bullshit.
Hey, y'all get y'all windshields. Make sure y'all have no cracks in your windshield. You won't get pulled over.
I don't even understand how that happened. Like they did away with the what was the little card, the inspection stickers? They did away with that like years ago in Mississippi. So like I don't even know why the police officer got behind you and was like, "Hey, you got a crack."
No, the police officer, he clearly stated, he said this. Yeah, I was looking to see, it looked like you had an accident, but when I just looked in your front, I just seen that it was just your windshield your windshield crack. Can I see your driver's license? I was like,
See, get away.
He was behind me for at least about 4 minutes before he actually cut the blue lights on. I was like, I'm going 67 and 65. So I know he ain't pulling me over for speed.
No.
Like, what could he pull me over for? Then he told me the windshield wipe out. Windshield cracks.
They just find a way, man. They just find a way.
Find a way. I got more tickets than a raffle. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you do.
I got more tickets than a middle-aged woman playing the lottery. That's how many goddamn tickets I got. It's ridiculous. Anyway, besides that.
On another note, Mike Epps, pretty funny. So,
yeah, you did go see them. So, was there any other comedians?
Yeah, it was a guy who opened up for him. I can't remember his name because the show was Mike Epps. So like he literally came in and stole it. But dude was pretty funny. He started off kind of dry in my opinion. But overall it was a good show. Food was good, the environment was great. It was packed as I assumed it would have been. And Mike, he came and he performed. He did his thing. Matter of fact, he had on a Rockies jersey.
Wow.
So yeah. Shout out to him for that.
Yeah, shout out to him for a Rockies jersey.
Yeah, I'm gonna give me one too.
He should have got Broncos. Anyway,
what?
Let's go over our picks that we made this weekend. And just a fair warning: one person did a great job this weekend, one person was terrible. Let's discuss it. First one, UFC. We got Alexander Patonja was going up against Brandon Royval. And if you've seen our Friday show, we have the exact same picks for all of them. So we ain't got to tell who picked who. We just tell you who was right and who was wrong. But his first one, we was right. Second round submission. Shouts out to Patonja.
Shouts out. You made us look strong as solid pickers.
Yeah, so far. Let's move on to the next one between Vince Pichel and Austin Hubbard. We both picked Pichel. Pichel did win by unanimous decision. 2-0 for us so far.
Looking good. So far.
Good. Now, let's talk about this third one. Between this one dude with a first letter S in his name and the first letter K in his last name, taking on Trevin Jones. Let me try one more for the fans who like for me to say shit wrong. Said, yo, Cook, Coronava. Coronama. Fuck it. That dude.
First name is.
He beat Jones. 3rd round submission. 2 submissions already so far. No knockouts.
First loss.
We're 2-1. Let's go to the next one between Parker Porter and Chase Sherman. We both picked Chase Sherman. He lost to Parker Porter by unanimous decision.
To me, it was convincingly.
Yeah, it was. I can honestly say it was.
As a matter of fact, I got back home to watch I came in at the 2nd round.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
What I was watching around that time? Oh, my Rams were playing at 9 o'clock. So, I didn't watch it. All right. Next one between Clay Guida and Mark Madsen. We both picked Mark Madsen. Anyone by split decision? I take it. Hey, that pushes us to what we at 3-2. 3-2. All right, now, last but not least, between Jared Canier taking on Kevin Gaston. We both picked Canier. Canier did win by unanimous decision, which makes our record both 4-2. Good start for us.
Good start. Solid
Start. Now, with that being said, let's go to baseball. MLB had 5 series to talk about. The first one was between the Detroit Tigers and the Toronto Blue Jays. You picked the Tigers 2-1. I picked the Blue Jays 2-1. This was also a shot bet. The winner was the Tigers 2-1. Congrats to you, Reggie. I don't know what the hell the Blue Jays doing, but they got me taking shots.
Can we get a shout out to Pops right quick?
Yeah.
For me not knowing shit about baseball?
I don't know how many times he gonna have to comment on my post talking about he didn't say that. I said the wrong way. Whatever.
You're a hater.
Well, that could be true too. This is my shot for the Tigers versus Blue Jays.
It's that good old little Hennessy little brother again, little cousin.
Nope. Good old Erkinger.
Okay.
Next one was between the White Sox, the Chicago White Sox taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, on this one, we both picked the White Sox 2-1. Both lost. Rays 2-1.
Those are.
Hey, I actually, Rays are good, but I thought the White Sox would end up getting them, but they didn't.
Yeah, I thought it would edge it out. I feel like it was just, and it went completely the opposite way.
Yeah, it did. It did. I can understand. I mean, it ain't like the Rays are trash. They are a good baseball team. That is true. Moving on to the next one between the Seattle Mariners and the Houston Astros. You picked the Mariners 2-1. I picked the Astros 2-1. Astros won 2-1. It wasn't a shot bet. Damn, it should have been a shot bet.
They did cheat.
They didn't cheat. Astros beat the hell out of them the first 2 games.
They did.
And the Mariners found the way to win the last one. All right. Let's move to this next one between the San Francisco Giants and the Oakland Athletics, or Oakland A's for short. You picked the Giants 2-1. I picked the A's 2-1. Shot bet is included. The winner is Reggie again. Giants won 2-1. Another shot for me. Shouts out to my daddy who said Reggie don't know how to make picks. Yeah, let's get that in there again. How about that?
Yeah, I like that, man. I like what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of shots going on, man. I ain't took a shot yet. I'm gonna go ahead and get me one ready just in case.
Woo! Gotta hit my chest a little bit. All right. Let's move on to the last but not least between the Philadelphia Phillies and the San Diego Padres. I picked the sweep. Reggie, you said Padres 2-1. We both were wrong, but the crazy thing about it,
you decided that you wanted to do a personal shot bet.
Yeah, shot for every Padres loss, which is a shot for every Phillies win. So that's 2 for me. Ladies and gentlemen, this probably be the first SoReal Sports podcast in which I'll be drunk before we get to our topics.
It's just 4 shots, man. You can survive 4 shots.
Yeah, that's 4 for now. We ain't even done yet. All right, let's move on to the NFL preseason while I'm taking these shots. Shot right here. That's 1. All right. First one. We got in the NFL, we got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Chicago Bears. I picked the Bears. You picked the Bills, Reggie.
Indeed.
Bills did win by the score of 41-15. Did you watch that game?
I watched a little bit of it. I didn't watch a lot of it because when it became clear that the Bills were going to win that game, it was like, you know what, this. My wife was sitting here like let's
watch something else. I totally understand. Mitch Trubisky looked good. We'll talk more about him later on in the show, though. All right, let's move on to the next one between the New York Jets and the Green Bay Packers. We both picked the Packers. Reggie, you specifically picked the Packers because the Jets are trash. Turns out the Jets ain't that trash because they won 23-14.
They did. Packers started off strong. It was a nice little exchange on touchdowns, and then I'm not sure what happened. I don't know what's going on with the Packers right now, and I personally don't think that it's a good idea to continue to sit Aaron Rodgers instead of just throwing him in on week 1 versus the Saints. I disagree with that wholeheartedly, but I'm not a coach. I'm not seeing what he's seeing. I'm not, they're looking at stats like how they are. So I'm gonna mind my business on that.
I understand. I definitely understand how you feel about that. However, we do the same thing. And we started it, to be honest with you. Sean McVay did start of not playing his starters anytime during the preseason. And it's a lot of teams have actually just claimed on to that mindset. And Green Bay Packers is one of them. And plus, I believe it got something to do with young coaches. Because they got a young coach too. All right. Moving on to the next one. And this one is between the Tennessee Titans and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in which you picked the Titans, I picked the Buccaneers. Titans beat the hell out the Buccaneers 34-3. Damn it. That was bad. Can't say too much.
I thought it was going to be a goose egg again.
Nah. They end up scoring something. All right. We ain't got to say too much about that. Moving on to damn it, Las Vegas Raiders. I got to get rid of Oakland. Taking on the LA Rams, in which you picked the Raiders. Of course, I picked my Rams. Raiders won 17-16. We did not get the 2-point conversion to win the game. So that's why we lost by 1. Understand.
I mean, like you just said, it was pretty much anticipated. Y'all didn't play any starters. Had y'all played starters, then
I do like our quarterback though. That backup quarterback did look good. Bryce Perkins, he looked good. I like what he was doing. Our defensive line, I really love our defensive line. And to be honest, Vegas Raiders, they got some talent. They do got some talent on it, especially in the wide receiver department. They got some good talent. So it should be no excuse for them to at least make the playoff this year. I mean, come on, bro.
Good young talent at that.
Yeah, they definitely young. Young talent should be able to come through. All right. Let's move on to this Denver Broncos taking on Seattle Seahawks. Now, I said that this was their Super Bowl, and they treated it like it was their Super Bowl. Broncos ended up beating the hell out the Seahawks by the score of 30-3.
People here were going bananas.
I bet. Because they ain't going to be doing that when the season starts.
Oh, no, they still going to do it. It's just going to be a lot of happy to sad faces.
I don't know, man. It might be a new year for well, we'll talk about that when we get to our topic. All right. Last but not least, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the New Orleans Saints right now. Since this is your team, Reggie, can you give us an update on the score?
Update on the.
Hold up. I can't hear you. Yeah.
Good score is now 17-3.
17-3. All right. 17-3. We'll take that. Saints are winning 17-3. We both picked the Saints. Now, let's get to the last but not least. Our 3-bet challenge. Let's talk about this 3-bet challenge. Let's start with me. I want to start first to talk about my terrible picks. Start with this first one between the LA Dodgers taking on the New York Mets on Saturday. I picked -1.5. They did win.
They did.
But it was by a score of 4-3. Did not cover. That's an L for me. All right, let's talk about this. Cincinnati Reds taking on the Miami Marlins. This one you were shocked about.
I was.
The Reds to win this. I should have did the spread on this one because they ended up winning 7-4. Last but not least, Reggie, you probably don't know anything about this, so I'm going to ask you this question. I want you to give me your opinion on this. All right, Reggie. So, my last one was on Bianca Belair to beat Sasha Banks in WWE SummerSlam for the Women's SmackDown Women's Championship. However, Sasha Banks was unable to compete. Therefore, she was replaced by not only Carmella, but another opponent, which was Becky Lynch. And she ended up losing to Becky Lynch. And now Becky Lynch is the new SmackDown Women's Champion. So, Reggie, would you count that as a loss or a push?
Bet-wise, I would count it as a push.
Right.
Because just like in baseball, if the starting pitcher is not starting, then that would easily fall to a push. So, right. Betting standards, of course. The fact that you were so confident in saying that I didn't know that I could bet on wrestling. I can bet on wrestling every week and I win. This makes it difficult for me to say that you were right, even with the loss. So I give it to the betting side because this is a 3-bet challenge. So betting side of me says that this was a push. So you are 1-1. 1-1.
Well, Reggie, I like your humbleness on this one, but fuck the humbleness. I said that she was gonna win. Give me that L. So I went 1-2. All right. Let's talk about yours, Reggie.
That's mighty big of you. That's mighty big, man.
I know. Let's talk about you, Reggie, because I'm gonna discuss that later on. All right. Let's talk about your three. The first one, Detroit Lions. They end up taking on who? Who did they play?
The Steelers.
Yep, they did play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, you did say a plus 6.5, right?
I did.
The score ended up being 26-20. So you covered. You got that one. Let's go on to this next one, in which you did pick the Houston Texans plus 3.5, right?
Yep, over the cow bums.
Over those Cowboys.
Cow bums.
Not only did they cover, they won. So you got another W. So let's take on this last but not least. Check to see if you can go 3-0. You did the Yankees versus the Twins, in which on Saturday, right?
Yep, on Saturday, under 9.
Under 9. The score ended up being 7-1, which is lower than 9, which is 8. So Reggie ended up going 3-0.
Again.
Congratulations to you, Reggie.
Thank you, sir.
We need to get some celebration music going on. I'm sorry I'm so late on this one. But yeah.
Kill the
DJ. Whoa. There we go. Come on. Give me my music. Having technical difficulties. They ain't trying to cheer.
All right, that's fine. We know what it is.
Right. Oh, Lord. Well, I'll get that later on. Obviously, I'm having technical difficulties. They don't want to work for me. Reggie, how dare they do you like this? How dare I do you like that? That's my.
It's all the hating. It's coming back. It's coming back. Did you take your other shot for baseball?
I have to take my shot for I owe 2.
Okay.
So while you talk, I'm gonna be shooting up.
Well, actually, I wanted to take a shot just off the strength that I felt lonely, and
you felt lonely.
I felt lonely because I made such excellent picks and you didn't. So I just wanted to join you in celebratory spirit to say that as my comrade, my partner in crime all the time, I'm right there with you.
Well, hold on. This will be my 4th shot. And before we start, got your celebration. Matter of fact, let's get it a little bit louder, kids.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's what I like. I like as long as the kids happy.
I know, right? All right, they're gonna take these shots.
There it is.
My shot right here. 4th shot. Woo! All right. Now, let me turn that down a little bit because now we can go to our topics. Now, this is one topic that we're doing before we get to our to my segment. All because our recap be so long. So let's go ahead and get to our topic. Reggie, week 2 is pretty much in the books, in which we have everybody done played except for your team, who is playing right now.
Right.
But there are quarterback battles that still need to be determined before week 1 happens. And more than likely, the decisions need to be made this week.
Right.
Because nobody played their starters week 3 or any last week of the season. Basically, the last week of the preseason is for cuts. Like players that they got to see them one more time before they make the decision on whether to cut them or to keep them. So, Reggie, let's talk about these quarterback battles. And I want you to give me your prediction on who should win the quarterback battle.
All right.
First one, I want to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I know, Reggie, this should be an easy answer. But according to their head coach, it's not. The battle is between Jalen Hurts, Joe Flacco, and for some odd reason, Nick Mullins. So, Reggie, out of those three, who should be the starting quarterback week 1?
You know, this almost sounds like one of those fuck, marry, kill type situations. Almost.
Right.
But I'm going to go ahead and cut Mullins. Mullins will not get the starting quarterback position.
I agree.
Flacco has not proved himself in the last, 7 years?
7 is probably a stretch. Give him at least 5. Because 2 years, matter of fact, why you said that? Let me Google Joe Flacco.
When was that they won Super Bowl? That was 2013, 14, somewhere in there.
I don't know. Let me check and see because you going back 7 years. I gotta make sure that's right. And are you counting this year?
There has been nothing to show that he is
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, because 2013 he ended up. Oh, he didn't make the playoff then, but 2014 he made the playoff. Matter of fact, he made it to the conference championship. He lost. So you do got a point because they end up winning the Super Bowl in 2012. So 7 was pretty much dead on. Congratulations, man. Matter of fact, hold up. Before you convince. There you go. All right, now you continue.
I'm going with the former Alabama quarterback in Jalen Hurts. I believe that organization believes in him enough to give him the chance. I mean, why not? Either you got somebody who in Nick Mullins that we don't believe in entirely at all, or we got Joe Flacco who hasn't done anything supportive to his team in the last 7 years, give or take.
Yeah,
I can say straight up 7 years. He has literally done nothing in the last 7 years. So I'm gonna give that starting quarterback position to Jalen Hurts.
All right, Reggie. I can't agree with you anymore. I got to give it to Jalen Hurts because, to be honest with you, Jalen Hurts is probably the one that has been playing the least during this preseason, which pretty much means that he will be the starting quarterback week 1. I don't know why in the world they want to make it sound like it's a quarterback battle, but we're not stupid. We know that Jalen Hurts is the starting quarterback because if he wasn't, you wouldn't have traded Carson Wentz. If he wasn't, you wouldn't try to get him weapons to be able to help him in his style of offense. If he wasn't, you wouldn't have got Joe Flacco to be the backup quarterback and make him a battle. Knowing damn well what Reggie already done said, haven't shown anything in the past 7 years. So, with all that being said, the best decision to make is to have him week 1 starting quarterback. All right, let's move on to another team, the San Francisco 49ers, in which this is a good battle between Jimmy Garoppolo and the rookie, Trey Lance. Now, the reason why this is a good battle is because it's a lot of people that want Trey Lance to start. However, Trey Lance is a rookie. And this team is built to win now, not to win in the future. And the way they can win now is with Jimmy G, because he is a veteran and he has taken that team to the Super Bowl. Regardless of how you feel about him, with him as the starting quarterback, they have made it to the Super Bowl. So, Reggie, who should be the starting quarterback for this team? Week 1.
I mean, in all obviousness, I would give it to Jimmy G. Like, he's not a bad quarterback. Yes, he's been I can't even go as far as to say injury prone, but I can say that he has been banged up quite a bit. So that would, obviously hinder his durability status. I wouldn't necessarily put it on the backs of a rookie in Trey Lance, in which Trey Lance is not a bad looking rookie. I definitely wouldn't give it to Nate Suitfield.
He ain't nowhere near competition.
Yeah. So in my opinion, I would give it to Jimmy G because, like, in all honesty, why would you not give him the opportunity? He has not proven to you that he is a bad quarterback. He is not a Jameis Winston who got 30 for 30. He is not a Ben DiNucci. He is Jimmy G, who you just said led that team to a Super Bowl. I would definitely give it to Jimmy G. He deserves it. He deserves it until he gets hurt, which we can probably look forward to, in which the 49er fans at that point can look to Trey Lance to say, all right, let's see what else we got.
Mm-hmm. Well, I agree with you that they should at least start Jimmy G and see how he does the first 6 weeks of the season.
I say 8.
4.
I say 8.
I might look at it 4, but I'm giving him at least 6 just to check and see how the record is. If the record is kind of 3-3 or 2-4, something like that, then I'll move on from him and go with Trey Lance. Because the only thing you can do is try to go up. And as difficult as that division is, you need to start the quarterback who has been in the league for a long period of time, because starting a rookie at this type of division and this type of time, it's going to be kind of difficult because it's going to be mistakes that he will make, and you can't afford it. You really can't afford those kind of mistakes that he can make. At least with Jimmy G, he has been through those situations in which he can find ways to maneuver and get out of the situation, and he knows exactly what to do in those situations. So that's the reason why I would definitely go with Jimmy G over Trey Lance. Now, next year, automatically, you already know Trey Lance is going to be the starting quarterback.
Oh yeah, he pretty much solidified. Unless
he's definitely the future.
Unless we see glimpses of the old Jimmy G into where he can at least get that team to a second round in the playoffs. Now, if he does that, then it will revert back to how it is right now, and to where people are thinking that it's an actual quarterback battle.
Okay, I can see that.
Right.
Now, let's talk about your team, Reggie. Let's go to the New Orleans Saints. Let's go to them Saints. Now, Reggie, you have been going back and forth with it, because I heard you plenty of time tell me that you want Taysom Hill to be the starting quarterback. But you have seen so far tonight that Jameis looked good. So Jameis has shown light as the quarterback. So now you got a decision made between Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill. Now, if you want to include Ian Book, that's up to you. But mainly it's between Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill. Who do you have as your starting quarterback week 1?
I got us dropping Book. We're going to drop him.
Wow. Not Book. Not Notre Dame Book.
I don't see it. I do not see it. He can sit there for the remainder.
Watch he get picked up somewhere.
That's fine. Just
I believe it.
With us. I don't really think anybody needs him right now. Not
somebody needs him.
Nobody. So
on the practice squad, at least he'll make a practice squad.
All right. Well, as soon as you start the next commission as a XFL owner, and
so you automatically sending them to Dwayne Johnson. You taking him to the Rock. Oh my God.
Automatically. He is not gonna make it.
So disrespectful.
It's not disrespectful, it's the truth. Okay. As of right now, from tonight, because from what I saw, from what the highlights that I saw last week, Hill sucked, Winston sucked. So it basically came down to, you know what, Sean Payton, this is week 2, preseason. Let's see what's gonna happen. From what I've seen so far, Winston was out there disciplined. Didn't take any sacks, got the ball off, little cautious with his throws, but here again, this is the pressure being on him. As of right now, from watching the second week of preseason, I'm gonna give the edge to Winston.
Now, hold on. You can't say as of right now because it's pretty much over.
Yeah, it's pretty much over, but we still got 2 quarters to go, in which I'm almost positive that Ian Book will not get a look in this game. And if he does, it's only because Sean has made his decision.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah, as of right now, Jameis Winston will have the starting quarterback position for my New Orleans Saints. As depressing as that may sound to all the other Saints fans out there.
It's not that depressing because y'all sat there and rooted for him last year for being on the team, learning from a Drew Brees, learning from Sean Payton, getting the idea of being able to know exactly how to run this offense. So, with that being said, I have to agree. Jameis Winston will be our starting quarterback week 1. But don't count out Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill will have opportunities to do things. That's easy. That's easy going to happen.
At the quarterback position.
At the quarterback, at the tight end, at the wide receiver. That's exactly why y'all paid him $17 million per year. Because he can do all those things. He is a Tim Tebow, in which Tim Tebow wish he could be a Taysom Hill. Because Taysom Hill can actually play tight end. He can actually play kick return. He can actually become a wide receiver. He can actually throw the ball as the quarterback. Tim Tebow wish he can be a tight end. Tim Tebow wish he can be the running back. Tim Tebow wish he can catch passes as a wide receiver. But also, matter of fact, just to add insult to injury, Tebow wish he could be a quarterback. Because that's the reason why he's not playing right now. He wish you do that. And that's the reason why he's not quarterback. So, James is y'all quarterback week 1. But don't count Taysom Hill out. That's all I got to say.
Well, you might well not count Ian Book out, too, if you want to do that much.
Nah, Ian Book will make a practice squad. I mean, he is Ian Book. Notre Dame quarterbacks, I mean, you ain't really heard too much from him, but I don't think they would kick him out like that. I don't think they'd kick him out like that. Let's go to another team. Let's talk about our bro. Let's talk about him. Let's go to Brian's team, Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos have a battle between Drew Lock, who, by the way, my wife showed me a video of him being able to rap a Young Jeezy song. I put on. That's what he rapped. So she actually showed me that, and I said, yeah, that's Drew Lock. I know who that is. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he needs to worry about putting on for the city of Denver so the Denver Broncos won't have to look to try to get either Aaron Rodgers or a what's that dude that likes the massages? Come on, he from the Texans.
Watson.
Man, come on, man.
It was there. I said Watson.
I threw the alley up there and you just want to lay it up. How dare you?
Well, I mean, it's still 2 points.
Yeah, you got a point. So, between him or your favorite quarterback that left your team, Teddy Two Gloves, who is a veteran, who is known for playing. He done been in 4 different teams right now. He started with the Vikings. He went to y'all. Ended up going to the Panthers. Now he's with the Denver Broncos. So, Reggie, how do you feel about both of these quarterbacks, and who should start week 1?
In my opinion, I saw Drew Lock in 3 solid games when I first moved here in 2019. 3 solid games that he had here. Last year he was terrible. As we all know, the record stands that. Now, I will go on to Teddy Two Gloves. Teddy Two Gloves is I won't say seasoned veteran. I'll just say vet because he has been on 4 different teams. He knows the speed of the game. He knows how to play the game or should know how to play the game. The thing is, will he continue to prove himself worthy enough of being that team starting quarterback? But I also will give it to him, being that Drew Lock has showed nothing, and I mean absolutely zero, zilch, nada, nothing to progressing this team's organization moving thus forward. Now, I also would like to say that Denver has a lot of problems. Picking a quarterback is not one of them. It's not. The thing is just going in the right direction. They have had tremendous problems over the past probably 4 or 5 years as far as picking the right quarterback, but that's their downfall. They haven't picked the right quarterback. Remember they had Osweiler for a little while? It was terrible.
Yeah, because he was the quarterback after Peyton Manning. So obviously, yeah, that was terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my pick will go to Teddy Two Gloves. Give him one more shot, at least. Drew Lock is not the guy.
Okay. This is the first time I would disagree with you on this. I got Drew Lock. Even though Teddy Bridgewater did go 9 for 11 for 105 yards and a touchdown, 0 picks. And Drew Lock went 9 of 14 for 80 yards with 0 picks, but 0 touchdowns and 2 sacks. I really believe that Drew Lock is really catching the head coach eye. And that's the reason why I believe he will be starting quarterback week 1. However, I do think before the trade deadline ends that the Denver Broncos will try to get that quarterback from the Houston Texans in Deshaun Watson. They will make an attempt because it's looking as if, I'm not guaranteed on this, it's looking as if that Deshaun Watson will be good when it comes to this case. Because all the proof is not showing up like it's supposed to. The witnesses are slowly backing off. And when it comes to the season, he's not going to be the starting quarterback for the Houston Texans. He's not. So they're going to have to make a decision anyway. And they drafted a quarterback in Mills. What his first name started with D? Derek Mills or Devin Mills? Some kind of Mills.
Talking about the Broncos?
Rod Taylor. Let me look. Houston Texans won.
Oh yeah, they got what is it?
Davis Mills.
Davis Mills.
Yeah,
Davis Mills.
So between those two, him and Tyrod, they probably comfortable with starting either or.
No, Tyrod.
Well, I mean, they probably will start Tyrod, but Davis Mills, they picked him up in the 3rd round for a reason. I mean, you don't get a quarterback that early. Dak Prescott was drafted in the 3rd round, and you see how the Cowboys treated him. They gave him $150 million guaranteed. So you got him for a reason. But like I said, I believe Drew Lock will be starting quarterback. But depending on how he finished before the trade deadline, they might end up getting a Deshaun Watson. And if they do, they will win that division. They will. I mean, no. I'm sorry. Forgot the Chiefs in that division. They will make the playoffs. They will make the playoffs. How about that? I forgot all about the Chiefs in that division. I'm sorry. I'm thinking too much of the Raiders. All right.
Trade deadline, for those who don't know, is November 3rd.
Yeah. So it's not that far. I mean, it is pretty far away. But I think that's week 8 or 9.
No, it's week 5 or
week 9. No, it's week 9. Because the
one is
right. In September.
You're
that's
right.
4 weeks right there. And
You're
then
right.
October is another 4. So
You're
it's
right.
probably week 9 before week 9 starts.
Yeah, it's like 8 or 9. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
All right. Let's move on to the New England Patriots. New England Patriots got a battle between Cam Newton. Cam, taking on who?
Mac Jones.
Who?
Mac Jones.
It's a battle going on. Now, the latest news about Cam Newton, which is kind of strange to me, is the fact that Cam Newton has been having difficulties with misunderstanding how to take these COVID tests. I don't know what's going on with that. So he will be sidelined at least preseason week 3. So Reggie, a lot of New England Patriots fans, they're really looking at Mac Jones being the starting quarterback because they see him as a Tom Brady 2.0 or the next Tom Brady. However, Cam is a veteran. He's finally healthy and able to play the way he wants to play. So this is a tough decision. But Reggie, we're going to make that decision for him. Who will be the starter week 1?
Week 1, Cam will get the job. And it kind of bothers me because, like, all right, first of all, let's just push Brian Hoyer out the fucking way. All right.
Nobody mentioned him.
Exactly. Well, I'm mentioning. Wow. Let's push Brian Hoyer out the way. Let's push Jerry Stidham out the way.
He's still on the team? My bad.
He is still active on that roster as a quarterback. As of now.
No damn well Auburn quarterbacks wasn't gonna make it.
I'm glad you said that. So that brings me to my quarterback, my old quarterback in Mac Jones from Alabama, onto this Patriots team. I felt like that he is, like you said, like you mentioned, the Tom Brady 2.0. He seems poised in the pocket. He seems like he can handle the pressure. But that does not dismiss the fact that Cam does have that veteran presence on the team to at least get them to where they, ultimately will want to be. I don't like that decision personally because I just don't trust Cam. Like, he has never really done anything to prove beside that 15-1 year that he did with Carolina Panthers. I don't really see him being just that leader of the team. He's good in certain situations, but I mean, we saw how he blew up against the Broncos. We saw that. We all saw it in the Super Bowl. He either overthrew receivers or unthrew receivers because of pressure. And that has a lot to do with the line, of course, but that also has a lot to do with quarterback awareness. And I think that he lacks a lot of quarterback awareness because he wants to focus on him being the focal point of the team. Belichick wants the attention off the quarterback and what the quarterback versus what the quarterback can actually do for the team. Cam has not proven to me, especially with this team, that he has the leadership to provide for that team. Now, given the opportunity to Mac Jones to embrace everything, soak it all in, and do exactly what Tom Brady did in the exact same atmosphere, I think that he would be a better quarterback. But I digress. Week 1, Cam Newton will have the starting job until he fucks up and or gets hurt, which both of them, either he fucks up or gets hurt, both of them are liable to happen. So Mac Jones will eventually get that starting quarterback role. But as of right now, starting week 1, I'm giving it to Cam Newton.
Okay. Now, on this one, I do agree with you. Cam Newton will be week 1 starter. Now, I have said back when I talked about the 49ers that I was going to give Jimmy G at least 4 to 6 weeks. This one is different. I'm going to give Cam Newton 12 weeks. And this is why. The Patriots know they ain't going to win the Super Bowl. You can cancel that. The Patriots know they ain't going to make a run in the playoffs. You can cancel that. Only thing they have is a division battle or a playoff berth. That's the only 2 things they worried about. Now, they believe that they can do this with Cam Newton as starting quarterback. But heading up to week 12, pretty much the decision will probably be made by then. If Cam Newton has led their team to at least a playoff berth, he will continue to be starting quarterback. However, if they nowhere near making the playoffs, that's when Mac Jones will get his look. Because one thing about Bill Belichick, he do not believe in starting rookies. Because one thing that he automatically had to do was start Tom Brady because Drew Bledsoe got hurt. That's the only reason why he started Tom Brady.
That's true.
One for Drew Bledsoe getting hurt, Tom Brady probably would have never started as a quarterback for that team. He did not look at Tom Brady as the future of that team. He looked at Tom Brady as being the backup quarterback. However, when Drew Bledsoe got hurt, Tom Brady came in. He did enough to keep that team relevant, to not only be good, but to win the Super Bowl. But they relied heavy on the defense because they had Ty Law and they had a great kicker in Vinatieri. Was it Vinatieri? It wasn't Vinatieri. Vinatieri was the coach.
Was the coach, yes.
Damn it. Great quarterback.
Ghostin?
Great kicker.
What was his name? Ghostin?
Gronkowski. Ain't that what? Yeah, it was Gronkowski.
Yeah. I said it wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I sound like you. I sound like you with UFC.
That's me. Wait till you see the video. But that's another story for another day. All right. So, matter of fact, I'm gonna let you see the video this weekend because I should have it ready by then. All right. But back to what I was saying. Cam Newton will be starting quarterback because Bill Belichick needs to show that Cam Newton still got it. And I believe Cam Newton still has a little bit of it. He might not be prime Cam Newton, but I feel like he is at least decent Cam Newton. And finally, Bill Belichick will actually make an offense that's more relatable to the way that Cam Newton plays. Because last year, I'm going to be honest with you, they have no wide receivers. Even though Jacoby Myers is good. I believe in Jacoby Myers. Besides that, they ain't have nothing. Now, this year, they got Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, if he stay healthy. They also got 2 other wide receivers. But to be honest with you, it looked like Jacoby Myers going to be starting. He's going to be the number 1 wide receiver. And
that's it.
They got good running backs.
That's it.
And that's not even counting Sony Michel. I believe Damian Harris will be a good running back. I believe James White, he will be a good pass catching running back for them.
Third down only.
That's what they use. Tom Brady used him to win the Super Bowl.
That's true.
To make that comeback against Atlanta.
But that's Tom Brady.
But Cam Newton is known for throwing to his running backs. That's how your boy CMC ended up getting 1,000 yards in receiving and 1,000 yards in rushing. Cam threw to him in the backfield. I believe that Bill Belichick will find a way to make it more relatable to Cam Newton. Now, I don't know if that's guaranteed wins or not. That's yet to be determined because that division is pretty much led by the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins is some team not to play with. So it's up to that. It's really up to that. All right. I think we're on the last one, and that's the Indianapolis Colts. Now, the only reason why I have this up here because we do not know the status of Carson Wentz. So we have to look at the fact that if Carson Wentz does not play, he has been cleared to play week 1. He has been cleared.
Yes.
But, however, knowing his injury history, we have to at least make a questionable decision between who will be the starting quarterback for this team. Now, as of right now, it's between Jason Eason and my Texan friend, Sam Ehlinger. Who you got? If Carson Wentz can't play to be the starter.
I'm gonna start by saying that Brett Hundley is done. He is not in any conversation because you forgot about him.
That's why I bring him up.
You're right.
All right.
Good point. Jacob Eason is also not in the conversation. So now we are looking at Sam Ehlinger and Carson Wentz, into which is the same situation with the Patriots. Wentz obviously has more experience, so I feel like that's who they're going to go with. Ehlinger, I agree with you. I believe he is the future of their organization. Right now, today, or not today. Let's move on a couple of weeks. Week one, Sam Ehlinger is not the starting quarterback. They're going to give it to Wentz. I can't say why, but I can say I can understand why. And that's because of the veteran presence. He has been on the field. He knows the playbook. So that's the only reason why I'm giving him that edge. Other than that, Sam Ehlinger, all the way. Give me Sam for probably 9 games.
Okay.
If given the starting role. If Sam Ehlinger starts the season, Sam Ehlinger will win 9 games.
Wow.
What do you think?
Man, oh man. I really love the fact that you believe in Sam Ehlinger.
I do.
But
at least 9 games, man.
Even though I believe in Sam Ehlinger, I don't believe that he will be the starting quarterback anytime this year. I believe they will give it to Jacob Eason if Carson Wentz does not play. I don't know why, but Jacob Eason will be the starting quarterback if your boy do not come back. However, it's still one more chance. That is another chance that a quarterback could be their starter, which I doubt it, but it could possibly happen, in which we will see.
But as of right now, it's
Carson Wentz because they said he's eligible to play. But if he's out
No, I said it.
Right.
You haven't fact checked nothing of what I said.
I checked it. I heard it. I seen it.
Okay. All
He's
right.
expected. Only reason why I'm making this a question is because he can find some way to get hurt doing this. He's been getting hurt all the time. So he can find some way to get hurt during practice and then he'd be out. So just in case, if he's unable to play, then I would say Jacob Eason will be your starting quarterback. But I do not believe that Sam Ehlinger will make any time during this season. I'm sorry.
Based off of what? The preseason play or
off not only the preseason play, but the fact that they believe more in Jacob Eason. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know why, but they do.
I mean, I can.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it. I don't know why. I don't want to see it. I can definitely see it. All right. So we have made our predictions. Now it's time for my segment of the show.
Real quick, update of the Saints versus Jacksonville Jaguars is 23-3. Saints.
And they still only got 3.
Yep. Still only got 3.
Wow. Okay. Well, let me discuss my segment. And Reggie, I'm gonna be honest with you. You don't want to hear this because I'm giving you a recap of what happened this weekend in wrestling. So Reggie, you can mute yourself if you want to, because this right here might take a while. Because one, I am very tipsy, so I'm gonna have to take my last shot. And 2, this is because of wrestling. So let's get started. All right, before I begin, I'm gonna give you my top 5 moments of what happened this weekend in wrestling. Let's start with number 1. As soon as we got off the air, Reggie, guess what happened? Yes, CM Punk is back in wrestling. He did join AEW. Congratulations to you, CM Punk. You have not been wrestling in the past 11 years, I believe. Matter of fact, it's been since 2005, 15 plus 6, 16 years. It's the last time you claim that you haven't been wrestling, even though you did join WWE, in which you felt like it was so bad that you didn't even count it as wrestling to you, because there was so much drama in that situation. Now, you don't know how important this means to wrestling fans. It was to the point, Reggie, that people cried. It was a grown man crying, seeing CM Punk come back to wrestling. That's how bad it was. And CM Punk said, if you hating on this man for crying, you hate on me for crying. But I'm glad that he is back in wrestling, even though it's with AEW. I feel like AEW will make the best for CM Punk. So that's the first thing I want to say about about wrestling, not WWE. Now, let me move on to another welcome back, and it's for this person. Yes, as we mentioned earlier, Becky Lynch is back after she had her child. Congratulations to you, Becky Lynch, who is the man. She came back, and not only did she come back, She ended up winning the SmackDown's Women's Championship in, count them, 26 seconds. I haven't even busted a nut after having sex with my wife in less amount of time than that. That is very incredible because my wife can be proof that I am a finisher and I finish quick, but not as fast as 26 seconds. So congratulations to Becky Lynch on winning the title back in 26 seconds. Yes, Reggie, that was a disrespect to my own self, but I can do that because guess what? It's me. Now, let's talk about another old-time wrestler. Let's go with Edge. Edge, I would like to say you had a very incredible match against Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. And you picked up the W. So congratulations to you, Edge. Edge, you actually showing that you still have a little bit left in you. Even though you did retire early, thanks to the fact that you had so many neck injuries that if you would have kept wrestling, you would have been paralyzed. But you made your return back after 11 years. And now I feel like you deserve every shot that you got. Your shot with Seth Rollins was great. Your match against Randy Orton was great. So I hope that you continue to wrestle because not only you're good, you are legendary. Hall of Famer, Edge. Now, it's time to be disrespectful, Reggie. Are you ready? This is when I become disrespectful because this man right here, Goldberg, please retire. Can you please retire from wrestling, period? Because the way you wrestled on SummerSlam was a disrespect to all wrestlers in history. It's a disrespect to Sting. It's a disrespect to Kevin Nash. It's a disrespect to Ric Flair. It's a disrespect to Hulk Hogan. It's a disrespect to any wrestler, period. You're old. You know how bad you look at SummerSlam against Bobby Lashley? You look like you was an 87-year-old man trying to have sex with a 25-year-old prostitute and make it 5 rounds without any Viagra, period. Nigga, you was struggling everywhere you went. Any position you wanted to make, you was struggling to get there. And it was to the point where it wasn't a win by pinfall or submission. You couldn't finish the match. So guess what? You was like that old man. You couldn't finish the job. So you couldn't finish the match. So guess what, Goldberg? Retire. Because all you're doing is making your career worse. Because you started as one of the greatest. You had an undefeated season. You actually won over 100 matches without getting one loss. And guess what? You look like you done lost 100 matches just because you fought one match. So please, retire. And that's all I got to say about Goldberg. And now I'm down to my final one, which is number 5, the return of this man right here. Brock Lesnar is back, baby. Brock Lesnar is back, ladies and gentlemen, and he's finally finna be able to fight Roman Reigns. He is the tribal chief. He is the head honcho of SmackDown right now. And guess what? He done beat everybody. He just got through beating John Cena. Mr. What movie he in? Oh, you can't count him because he in so many. He's in Fast and the Furious. Matter of fact, they done moved on from The Rock and gave it to John Cena. And guess what? He's on Suicide Squad. Even though he got a ridiculous ass outfit on the Suicide Squad, he's on that too. He's on so many movies, I can't even count them. So now since we got rid of John Cena, Roman Reigns done beat everybody except this man right here, who has beat the hell out of Roman Reigns, I don't know how many times, but finally we can get Brock Lesnar to whoop his ass. So we can finally get a good match. I don't know when it's going to happen. Hopefully it happens in the next pay-per-view. But it was a good thing to see Brock Lesnar make his return back to WWE. And that's my top 5 of this weekend in wrestling. All right. I am done. We can finally unmute you, Reggie. We can end the show.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same way as I was before you started talking. I'm unmoved and unbiased.
Expressions did not show unmoved, especially when I talked about Goldberg.
Unmoved.
Whatever. All right. On Wednesday, even though I did mention it on Friday that we were going to give our top 5 NBA games that we are looking forward to from our own team. We will do that on Wednesday. Also, we will discuss some baseball. And then we will discuss some football and give you our preseason week 3 predictions before we get to Reggie's segment on Wednesday.
Which will have nothing to fucking do with WWE.
So disrespectful.
Nah.
All right. So, with that being said, we gave y'all a whole bunch on tonight. So, we are over our time. So, like I always do, like we always do, we give you our salute. And we'll see y'all on Wednesday. We out.
With my segment.
Fuck yourself.
All right.